My name is Latifa Ayana. Welcome to my channel. Guys, I am going to be completely honest with you because that's just who I am. I literally decided to make a YouTube 2 weeks ago, and this was because I was getting ready to post a video onto Snapchat, and I just thought to myself, like, you know, instead of you posting this on Snapchat, why not just post this somewhere where more people will be able to see and learn from the things that you actually post. So with that being said, I went ahead and I made a YouTube the following day, and here I am today with this channel that is going to encourage self-love, self-care, health tips, fitness routines, and tons of foodie goodness. And talking about food, you guys, please stay tuned for my first video. It is going to show you guys how to clean, season, and prepare curry fish. So I already have kingfish here. It's already pre-sliced and rinsed. I have 4 limes, chives, onion, and garlic, and we're gonna cut these up and squeeze it onto the lime to squeeze onto the fish. After I cut the lime, we're gonna let it sit for like 5 minutes. All right, this lime is hard as hell. All right. Okay, so it's cut. We're gonna squeeze it, make sure that it's distributed all over. Okay guys, so as the fish is soaking in the lime water, and what I'm gonna do is cut up the other seasonings to prepare for the seasoning process. Okay, so this is chives. I'm gonna cut it up into small pieces. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is using the tip of the knife to make diagonal and horizontal lines across the onion. That way when I cut it, it'll be small cubes. I like to cut my onions big and small so that the small pieces kind of like melt into the fish. It gives it like a better flavor. So I'm gonna cut the ends off first. Peel off the skin, so that you're just left with the garlic clove like this. Then I'm going to cut it in half. Some of the garlics I'm going to cut it into cubes just like the onions, but this one I'm going to use the back of the knife and smash it. Alright, so that's done. I'm going to start rinsing out the fish now from the lime water. So let me just show you guys the seasoning salt that I use. This I love. Mrs. Dash is like the best seasoning product ever because it's all natural ingredients. It contains no salt, so you can use as much of it as you would like. And for me, like, I don't want to eat anything if it doesn't look pretty. So therefore, this is why I use Mrs. Dash. I put a little bit of cayenne pepper to spice it up a little bit, parsley flakes, and obviously salt, black pepper. So let's get started with that. I always start with salt. No, so you put approximately 2 tablespoons of salt onto the fish. Then I'm going to use the garlic herb, Mrs. Dash. Going to use about 1 tablespoon of this. And you want to distribute the seasoning salt evenly throughout the fish that you're making. This one is the lemon pepper. I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of this one. This one is the extra spicy, but it really isn't extra spicy at all. We're going to put the smallest amount of cayenne pepper, maybe like a half of a teaspoon, because you don't want it to burn. I mean, my preference, I don't really like spicy food, so that's why I use this little bit. And then we're going to use some black pepper. Okay. Oh, and it's also a good idea to like blend these seasonings up and distribute it on the meat or the fish or whatever you're making, because it just gives this burst of flavor into the food. But I'm not going to show you guys that right now. I'm going to show a different video of how you blend the seasonings up to season your meat or your fish or your steak. Guys, I don't know how I could forget this gem. Sazon just makes everything better. Rice, fish, chicken, whatever. And I'm not Spanish at all, but Sazon is everything. I'm just going to put this evenly throughout the fish as well. And I'm using the one without coloring. So it says without annatto. Not sure what annatto means, but I know that the one that says with annatto makes your food orangey red. This one doesn't. So what I'm doing now is just taking my hands and just rubbing all the seasonings over each slice of fish so that, you know, it's just distributed evenly. So now that your fish is marinated in all the salts that you've used, you're going to add your chive, your onion, and your garlic to the top of the fish. And once you're done with that, the fish is going to be seasoned and ready to cook. Let's get cooking, guys. So I already have this pan. It's already preheated, and I already added some safflower oil to it. Now we're going to go over and grab some garlic. We're going to cut up the garlic to put into the pot. That way the pot has extra flavor. We're also going to grab some brown sugar, and we're going to put 2 teaspoons of that brown sugar into the already heated oil. That way it's going to give the food color. As our brown sugar and our garlic is cooking, we're going to grab a pot filled with previously boiled water, and we're going to pour that water into a cup. The water does not have to be boiling hot, you guys. My water is actually just room temperature. Now I'm going to take a tablespoon and I'm going to dip it into my curry powder. The curry powder that I choose to use is the Chief brand curry. I like it because it's very rich in flavor and it's very tasty. So I'm going to take 2.5 tablespoons of the curry powder and I'm going to put it inside of my cup. Once I'm finished with that, I'm going to stir it until it's at a good consistency and all the powder is dissolved into the water. Let's go over to our pot. You're going to see that your sugar is already turning brown and your garlic is already beginning to cook. You're going to take the cup of curry and you're going to pour it into the pot. It is very crucial, you guys, that you continuously stir this curry because curry needs to be stirred and covered so that it cooks properly. I did go ahead and let it cook for approximately 5 minutes, and I did constantly check it, constantly stir it. Right now, as you can see, it's actually kind of thick, so I'm going to add some extra water. This is because I do plan on putting potatoes in it. We're going to grab some potatoes. And we're going to take our cubed potatoes and put it into our curry mixture. This helps so that the mixture is more thick. It also adds extra texture and extra flavor to our meal. So the reason for us putting our potatoes in the pot first is because it takes approximately 3 to 4 more minutes to cook than fish. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover our pot of potatoes and we're going to allow that to cook for approximately 5 minutes before actually adding our fish. After approximately 5 minutes covered on a medium flame, you would see that your potatoes is beginning to get soft, your curry is getting thick, so now you know that it's time for you to add your fish on top of the potatoes. We're going to grab our slices of king fish and we're going to distribute it to the top of our potatoes. We do not want to overbear the pot with fish, you guys, because we actually want each fish to be able to cook to perfection inside of the curry sauce. So before covering it, what I'm going to do is add some more fresh seasonings to the top of it, just so that it gives the food a little bit more color. And we're going to cover it and allow it to cook for approximately 6 minutes on each side. So there you have it, guys. After approximately 12 to 15 minutes, I did go ahead and add some Mrs. Dash seasoning and some salt to the top of it. And I also forgot to add some coconut milk, so I did sneak some coconut milk in there as well. I did go ahead and serve this curry fish over white rice, but for a more healthy option, you can try riced broccoli, cauliflower rice, or quinoa. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you loved it and you found that it was informative, please go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for so much goodness.